Greg Archer from MovieWeb. How are you both today?
Hi.
Hi.
Good, thanks.
Thank you for creating this fabulous series. What a kick in the pants. It's great.
Thank
Thank you.
you. We're so happy you enjoyed it.
Oh my gosh. We need more like it. So create more. So did you always have Stephanie in mind in the lead in this quirky, crazy, effed up rom-com?
I think as soon as it got real, as soon as people were like, we want to make this, we started talking about who could possibly play Ruby. And she was like our first name that we all were us, the studio, like everybody was like, oh my God, she would be amazing. But then as you know, like you never know, like, is she busy? Would she even want to do something like this? And the fact when she read the first episode and she was like excited to talk to us about it, we were thrilled because I can't imagine anybody else pulling this role off other than her.
Right. Was there, can either of you comment on whether you allowed folks to improv? Because it seems like, wow, these are such great actors, and it seems like things are just coming off naturally for them.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they're all so incredible and they're also very respectful. And, we had such a great writing staff and we put together all these scripts and they definitely, first performed those. But then at a certain point, we totally want it to be like open for improv, for adding stuff, for helping develop their characters. It would be crazy with all the talented people we had coming in. It would be crazy not to.
Yeah, it's almost criminal to not let these people improv. You're like, come on, we've got these like, murderers row.
Right. Was there one or two people in particular who really kind of like, wow, that's interesting?
I mean, we had a lot of guest cast, but our main cast, I mean, all of them, like, and especially they start to feed off of each other, so like Zasha and Stephanie, Andre and Zasha, and then Michael, like all the combos.
And even finding like Andre and Michael, who I think are being interviewed together now, like when we had an episode where they met, and we're like, oh, they
Yeah.
haven't met each other in the series yet, and it's like episode 7. But like they have one quick interaction, and you can completely see like, oh, that's a fun dynamic to explore.
Yeah, season 2.
Right. Yeah. Season 2. Yay for that.
Yes.
You both produced Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, which I loved so much.
Ew.
That was canceled after 2 seasons, maybe a decade ago. I mean, do you feel like the show was ahead of its time?
Yes. So she created that show. It's still my favorite show that I've ever been on staff for. I do think it was, and we felt it at the time even. I think we even
Yeah.
thought if this was on, I think we called it cable back then.
Yeah, we
But
did.
we're like, if this is a cable show, it would have lasted longer.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, it's streaming. Yeah, it was absolutely like it was a dark comedy on ABC.
About a woman that had the morals of a pirate, which is how we described her.
Just a
And
sociopath.
I don't think that, our broadcast, it just, yeah, it wasn't the right time, I don't think. But I'm so glad that people still love it and find it.
Yeah. What do you think made it stand out? What do you think? I mean, even today, people still talk about it.
I think it was just us having a great time, and also us making something we would want to watch, and us just not really caring if people, uh, liked the characters or not, but rather let's just do some absolutely fucked up crazy shit and embrace it and just do stuff that no one else was doing.
Right, right. So, Sally, I understand that Natch only gave you like a log line of the series early on and then said it was about sex and death, but it was the death part that intrigued you more.
Correct. Yes.
So explain.
Unfortunately, yes. Yeah, I mean, it sounded like such a fun area. It's a rom-com where she's looking for love, but then also these guys are dying. And it was the death part, I have to admit. I do love true crime and I love murder and all things murder. So it felt like a really fun way to kind of do a unique rom-com that has this dark, kind of fucked up twist. So the minute I heard it, I was in.
I absolutely love that. So, season 2, has that already been greenlit? Are you hoping for it? And what do you feel would be a good thing to happen there?
It has not, but we don't officially have a season 2, but at the end of season 1, we have a kind of cliffhanger that, leaves the door open for here's how season 2 could go, and here's what we're going to start to explore. And so we've got a lot of ideas for season 2 that would be fun to get into.
Right. And Sally, you worked with Michael on Will and Grace, so
Yeah.
like a quarter of like 25 years ago.
All right.
Um, which
Easy.
I've seen that show like, 10 times each episode, but what do you feel Michael brings to this? Because he's sort of part of this unique love triangle.
Well, he's amazing, and I remember him being amazing then, but he was just actually a child
That's weird that you said that
It-
because he's 8. He was 8.
when we met him. When we had a Zoom with him, Richie is a character that we loved, and we knew it was going to be a very special casting opportunity. So when we met with Michael, I think we were just like, this is absolutely him. We came back in the writer's room. We're like, we found him. This is our guy. There's something so sweet about him. I think one of the writers describes him as having such a kind face.
Yeah.
David would always say that. He's so sweet, but he also has like a dark kind of edge to him a little bit. Like there's something you could see when he meets Ruby. You can see that there's like there's going to be conflict there, but fun conflict that you're kind of like, is there something here? Do they hate each other? Do they love each other? Like that fine line of, are they attracted? Do they want to kill each other? So we were so excited to write towards that.
I absolutely love it. I think you folks write so well toward each of these characters. Thank you for creating this series. It's so good.
Oh, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Be well.
You too.
you.
Thanks.